Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my home on Tambourine Mountain and our practice of forest bathing yoga on a Sunday afternoon. And you'll notice we're not sitting in a rainforest. Over the last few days, we've had a lot of rain coming in and out, so it hasn't been a great day to get out to do yoga outside. So what I'm showing you is how you can create your own forest bathing experience within your home environment. So I've set up the TV in the background with video of a creek in amongst the rainforest. So I'm not sure, you may hear the sounds of nature, may hear the birds. And I've also got some pure essential oils in my diffuser from Perfect Potions. It's called Forest Bathing, and it's got the essential oils that help to induce the same response as if you're out in nature in the rainforest. So it's got lemon, pine, Japanese cypress or cedar. So I'll give you some more information on that at the end. So forest bathing, or Shinrin-yoku, was established in Japan back in the 1980s. And the idea was they found that by getting out into nature at least once a week can help develop long-term health benefits. So they found that it moves the body into the relaxation response, which helps to boost the immune system, balancing the nervous system, reducing heart rate, equalizing blood pressure throughout the body, and lowering the heart rate. So it's got a lot of ongoing health benefits involved. They've also found that even if you can't get out into your own natural environment or into a rainforest environment, you can create the same with indoors by having the sounds of nature, seeing greenery, hearing the sounds of the birds, the smells, the fragrances of the bush or the rainforest. So you can create this in your own home and still get the same benefits. And then my yoga experience, I've been practicing yoga for over 25 years. I've been teaching since 2018, and I'm classical yoga trained in Hatha yoga. So classical yoga comes from the foundations or the teachings of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which covers the 8 limbs of yoga. Asana, which is also postures, or Sanskrit for postures, is what most people associate with yoga, movement. That's only one limb of yoga. One of the other limbs of yoga is pranayama, which is breathing. So we'll explore those today. And then Hatha yoga is the movement, is the actual movement, the movement of yoga. The idea is to come into union and to develop that, the unity. It's between ourself, the self, and the supreme self, which is the some people would call it God, Lord, the divine, universal consciousness. So we're creating that unity where we lose that sense of us and it. We're merging. But also we find the fluctuations of the mind. The mind is very busy. It can be negative. It focuses on the external. So what we're doing is through Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which we'll be exploring over the coming weeks, the movement and the breathing, it all begins to slow the movements of the mind, bringing the body into that sense of unity and calmness, and creating that sense of stillness and that sense of connection to everything. But you'll have a bit more of an indication of that experience by the end of our session. So just closing the eyes and bringing the awareness to the breath. feeling the movement of the breath. Feeling the movement of the breath passing through the back of the throat and nose. Hearing the sound of the movement of the breath. Hearing the soft sigh on the exhalation. And as you bring the awareness to the sigh on the exhalation, feeling the exhalation slowing down and lengthening further. Feeling the heart rate slowing down. The breathing slowing down. The blood pressure's equalizing throughout the body. The legs are softening and relaxing. The muscles of the belly softening. Feeling the movement of the breath into the belly. Noticing the rhythmic movement of the breath into the belly. The muscles softening and relaxing with each breath. And as the muscles of the belly relax, it's helping to increase the circulation, the blood flow into the belly. It's boosting our immune system, improving our digestive system. Feeling the warmth and the energy generating in the belly, expanding out through the body. All the tension and tightness releasing from the muscles of the shoulders. The muscles of the face and scalp softening and relaxing. So as you sit here, noticing the sounds around you. Feeling the air on the skin. Noticing any fragrances, aromas, any scents around you. And when you're out in nature, sitting amongst the trees release a volatile organic compound, a chemical called phytoncides. And these chemicals that the trees release protect the trees from disease, pests, funguses. So it's helping to improve the immune system of the tree, the immunity of the tree, keeping them strong and healthy. And as we're sitting amongst the trees, we also are exposed to the same chemicals. We absorb these chemicals into our body through the respiratory system, and it triggers our immune response. So it triggers the natural killer cells, and they're the cells that act like they're the little Pac-Men that move through the body, chomping away any of the damaged, diseased, dying cells that aren't healthy for us. So they're boosting our immune system. So as we sit amongst the trees, it's also boosting our immune system and protecting the trees at the same time. And opening the eyes, we're going to do a little bit of movement. Just placing the hands on the knees, we're going to inhale, lifting through the chest, looking up. And exhale, rolling through the spine, drawing the belly towards the spine, chin towards the chest. Inhale, lifting the chest up, looking up to the sky. And exhale, rolling through the spine, drawing the belly towards the spine, chin towards the chest. And doing 4 more. Focusing on the breath, conscious breathing. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bringing the left arm over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bringing the right arm over to the left. Inhale, back to center, to the right. Inhale, back and to the left. We're going to do 4 more on each side. Coming back to center, inhaling. Exhale, doing a spinal twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Spinal twist to the left on the exhalation. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back. Exhale to the left. Inhale back. 4 more times on each side. Focusing on the breath. One more on each side. Coming back to center. Inhaling, resting the hands in the lap, inhaling. Exhale, bringing the right to the right shoulder and holding it there. And gently tilting the chin down towards the right shoulder and holding it there. and gently nodding up and down. Chin back up, bringing the head back up, inhaling. Exhale, bringing the left ear to the left shoulder and holding it there. And then tilting the chin down towards the left shoulder and holding it there. Gently nodding up and down. Bringing the chin back up, bringing the head back up. Inhaling, looking up. Exhale. On the exhalation, humming. Do a hum. Bring the chin back to the chest. Inhale, looking up, letting the head drop back. Exhale, humming, chin back to the chest. Inhale, letting the head drop back, looking up. Exhale, humming, bringing the chin back to the chest. And by humming, it's stimulating the vagus nerve, which is connected to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is moving the body into the relaxation response. Inhale. Doing two more. It's also slowing the exhalation down, which moves the body into the relaxation response. And it's also beneficial for the sinuses, the respiratory system, strengthening the voice. And inhale back to center. Just keeping the eyes closed for a moment, bringing the awareness back to the breath. And opening the eyes. So from here, we're going to come onto our hands and knees to do some cat and cow. So the knees are under the hips, wrists are under the shoulders. We're going to inhale, drawing the belly towards the floor, looking to the wall or the window at the front. Exhale, rolling through the spine, drawing the belly towards the spine, chin towards the chest. Then inhale, belly towards the ground, looking to the front. Exhale, rolling through the spine. We're going to do 4 more, focusing on the breath and movement of the breath. Getting that movement through the spine, improving the flexibility. It's also beneficial for any back issues. And coming back to neutral, inhaling and exhale. Then this time on the inhalation, we're going to raise the right arm, left leg. Exhale, bringing the elbow to knee. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. Doing 4 more. So by raising the arm and the leg, strengthening the muscles along the back of the body. Getting that movement into the shoulder and the hip. Doing 3 more. Inhale out. Exhale, elbow to knee. 2 more. Come back to center. And inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. Doing 4 more, focusing on the breath. Coming back to neutral. And we're going to come into a child pose. So if you like, you can just come into a child pose like this. Or you can bring your knees out to the edge of the mat, sliding the arms forward, resting the forehead on the ground. And by doing this, it's getting a stretch into the hips, through the arms, the back, just resting the head on the ground. So coming up, we're going to come into downward facing dog. Just going to take my socks off just so that they're not as slippery. I've got a little bit more grip on the mat. Coming onto hands and knees. Hands, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Knees are about hip distance apart. Tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up, coming into downward facing dog. And then we're going to walk the dog. So it's just alternating, lifting each heel off the ground. Then this time we're going to press the right heel down, keep the left heel lifted. So the right leg straight, left knees bent. So we're just stretching one leg. Then swapping sides. So pressing the left heel to the floor, left leg straight, right knees bent. Lift the left heel, pressing both heels to the floor, coming into full downward facing dog. Stretching the legs, strengthening the arms. It's also an inversion. Then step the right foot forward, slowly coming up. And we're going to come into warrior two. So inhale the arms up, looking over the stretched out fingers, feeling strong and steady and grounded. Then bring the right forearm on the right thigh, left arm up and over, getting that stretch, the lateral stretch through the side of the body. Coming up, placing the left hand on the back of the left thigh, right arm up. So coming into a gentle back bend, looking up to the hand, or if you're feeling a bit unsteady, just looking straight ahead. And release. Right toes to the front, left toes to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, bending the left knee, coming into warrior two, feeling strong and steady and grounded. Looking over the fingers. Bringing the left forearm on the left thigh, right arm up and over. Placing the right hand on the back of the thigh, left hand up towards the sky, looking up to the fingers if you can, or looking ahead if you need to. And release. Keeping the feet where they are, but pointing both feet in the same direction to the front. Taking hold of the hands behind the back. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then we're going to come into a forward bend, bringing the arms up and over. So you're getting the stretch through the front of the arms, the shoulders, and a stretch through the back of the legs. And slowly coming back up, just allowing the blood pressure to equalize throughout the body. And up to standing. A little shake. And to come into a balance, we're going to do Gurudasana, so eagle pose. Coming into a squat. Bring the right leg over the left. Inhale the arms out. Now you're bringing the opposite arm to the leg that's over. So we've got the right leg over. We're bringing the left arm around under the right arm. Just helps to balance the body out. So you can have the toes on the floor to help support. If that's a little bit too strong for the balance, just come into a squat. You can bring the feet, the toes off the ground, bringing it into a balance. If you're super flexible, you can wrap that foot around the back of the calf. And release. Have a little shake. And coming into a squat. Left leg over the right. Inhale out. Wrapping the right arm around the left. Either keep the toes on the floor, Staying in the squat, you can lift the toes. And release. Little shake. And doing a gentle spinal twist, just swinging the arms around the body. And coming back to center, inhaling up. And exhale, coming into a relaxed forward bend. So the knees are soft, arms soft, neck soft. Everything's floppy. Releasing all that tension. Allowing the ground to absorb the tension away from the body. And coming back down onto the floor. Coming back into a child pose, so you can come into traditional child pose. You can bring the knees out to the edge of the mat, sliding the arms forward, getting that stretch through the arms, the back, into the hips. And we're going to transition to lying on the ground. So you can come onto the hands and knees. If you like, you can come into a plank. So there's a few variations. You can just bring the knees forward. So you're just sliding the body forward. So you're putting more pressure on the wrists, but you're feeling a gentle activation of the core muscles. You can straighten the legs. So not coming up like this, keeping nice alignment. Everything's engaged. Or if you've got issues with the wrists, you can come onto the forearms. And again, keeping that nice alignment through the body. And coming to lying down, resting the cheek to one side. And coming into Sphinx, we're going to come onto the forearms. So elbows are under the shoulders, not splayed out, tucking them in. So nice 90-degree angles, lifting through the chest, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And looking to the front, closing the eyes. Bringing the awareness to the breath. And coming down and resting the cheek to the other side. And pushing back up into child pose. If your back's feeling a little bit tight, you can do some fists and resting the forehead on the fists. And coming up to a seated position, bringing the soles of the feet together, wrapping the hands around the feet and just doing some butterflies, so allowing the knees to bounce up and down. And bringing the legs out to the front, little shake. Then this time we're going to bring the right foot onto the inside of the left thigh, left heel around to the left hip. We're going to inhale up, exhale, coming around to the right and coming over the right leg. Resting the head on the floor. That's getting a stretch into the hip, into the glutes. Stretch through the back. It's nice, gentle relaxation, restorative pose. And walking the hands back up and back, bringing legs back to center. Little shake if you need to. Then bringing the left foot onto the right thigh, right heel around to the right hip. Inhaling up, coming around to the left and coming over the left leg. Arms out to the front, resting the head on the floor. You're also resting the torso on the thigh. So that's massaging into the digestive system. Allow yourself to relax into that. And walking the hands back up, bringing the legs back to the front, inhaling up, and exhale, coming into a forward bend over both legs. And coming back up, do a little shake if you need to. And we're just going to finish with a spinal twist. So you've got a few options here, just depending on where you're at with knees and hips. So you can stay seated with the legs out straight, coming into a spinal twist that way. You can come into a cross leg, into a spinal twist. You can have bringing the left heel to the right hip, right foot over the left knee, wrapping the left arm around the right knee, the right hand on the floor behind, and looking over the right shoulder. So the focus is on the spinal twist, not where the legs are. So finding that one that feels right for you where you can work into the spinal twist. Should be a nice length through the spine, not hunched over, lifting through the chest, looking over the shoulder. And release. Do a little shake with the legs if you need to. And then swapping sides, so doing the opposite to what you've just done. So for me, I'm bringing the right heel to the right hip, left foot over the right knee, wrapping the right arm around the left knee, and placing the left hand on the floor behind me, lifting through the chest, feeling that length through the spine, looking over the left shoulder. And coming back to center, have a little shake through the legs. Then coming into a comfortable seated position, we're just going to finish with a pranayama practice that then leads into our meditation for a few minutes. Just resting the hands in the lap, bringing the awareness to the breath. Feeling the expansion of the breath into the belly. And bringing the awareness of the breath, inhaling through both nostrils to the third eye. And exhaling from the third eye through out both nostrils. Inhale through both nostrils to the third eye. Exhale from the third eye out through both nostrils. Continue with that awareness. Mindfulness breathing. We're going to move into alternate nostril breathing. We're going to bring our index and middle finger to the third eye. Gently placing the right thumb over the right nostril. Not firmly, just resting it there. We're going to inhale through the left nostril to the third eye. Exhale from the third eye out through the left nostril. Inhale, left nostril to the third eye. From the third eye out through the left nostril. Continue with that awareness, mindful breathing. Then gently place the ring finger on the left nostril, releasing the right nostril. Inhaling through the right nostril to the third eye. And then exhale from the third eye out through the right nostril. Inhale, right nostril to the third eye. Exhale, third eye out through the right nostril. Continue with that awareness. Resting the hands in the lap. Inhaling through both nostrils to the third eye. Exhale, third eye out through both nostrils. Inhale, nostrils to third eye. Exhale from the third eye out through both nostrils. Continue with that awareness. Expansion of the breath. We're going to do one more round, bringing the fingers onto the third eye, gently closing the right nostril with the thumb, inhaling through the left nostril to the third eye. Exhale, third eye out through the left nostril. Inhale, left nostril, third eye. Exhale, left nostril, third eye through the left nostril. Continue with that awareness. Then gently release the right. Place the left ring finger over the nostril, or the ring finger over the left nostril, inhaling through the right nostril to the third eye. Third eye out through the right nostril. Inhale, right nostril to third eye. Third eye out through the right nostril. Continue with that awareness. Releasing the hand, resting it in the lap. Inhaling through both nostrils to the third eye. And the third eye out through both nostrils. Both nostrils to third eye. Third eye through both nostrils. Continue with that awareness. We're going to move into our practice of meditation. So you could stay seated, or if you'd like to, you can come to lying down. We're going to do mindfulness breathing meditation or mindfulness meditation. Just bringing the awareness to the breath. But noticing where the mind is drawn to when you bring the awareness to the breath. Is it the sound of the breath? Is it a location in the body? Or is it the movement of the breath? So we're using that as our focal point, our concentration. Because we've got a monkey mind. The mind likes to jump from thought to thought, scenario to scenario. So we're giving the monkey mind a job, and that job is concentration on the breath. Focusing on the breath. And as we move through our practice of meditation, you might find that the mind calms, quietens down. You might have those moments of stillness. And you can let that focus drop. But the moment the mind starts to spark up and jumping from thought to thought again, come back to that focal point that you establish. Where is the mind drawn to when you bring the awareness to the breath? Using that as your anchor point, your focal point, that point of concentration. I'm going to stay quiet now for the next few minutes as we come into our practice. So slowly just start to notice the space around you. So just bringing the awareness to the body and just noticing the sensations through the body after our practice. Maybe you've noticed that you've lost the sense of boundaries of the body feeling warm and fuzzy. Might feel the warmth or the energy moving through the body. Might feel some warmth around the chest, the back, between the shoulder blades, through the arms, or into the belly. And then bringing the awareness to the breath, just observing the breath. What's the quality of the breath? Is it longer, slower, and deeper? It might be really soft and subtle, or it might be short, shallow, and quick. Not judging, but just observing the natural breath. Then observing the fluctuations of the mind. Is the mind calm and steady? It might be really quiet and still, or it might be starting to spark up. And again, not judging, but just observing where the mind is being drawn to. What are the fluctuations of the mind? With our practice of yoga, coming into that sense of unity. So you might notice the body is warm and fuzzy. The breath might be soft and subtle, or it might be longer, deeper. And the mind might be calm and steady, a lot quieter. Having that sense of calmness, that stillness, relaxation. You might have lost that sense of this is me, and that's the external environment, that's them. We're now merging, we're becoming one with the space around us. It's that sense of unity, that connection to Source, to God, universal consciousness, the superior self, the supreme self. So now we're just bringing the awareness more to the external environment, noticing the sounds around you. The sensations through the body, sitting on the floor. Feeling the weight and density of the body connecting to the earth, feeling grounded and steady. Feeling the expansion of the breath into the belly. Taking 2 more expansive breaths. And we're going to conclude our practice with 3 OMs. So you can either do a hum or an om. So inhaling. Om. Om. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. And until next week, we'll explore further the 8 limbs of yoga. We'll go into the first limb of yoga. And we're going to explore the first principle of Shinrin-yoku. And until then, thank you very much. Namaste.